Norwegian football has long been a breeding ground for raw talent and technical skill, but it wasn't until the last few decades that Norway's best players began making waves on the European football scene. From the early days of Norwegian football, when the league was primarily seen as a stepping stone for players, to the present-day stars lighting up Europe's most prestigious clubs, Norway has become a country synonymous with footballing talent that knows no boundaries. As the years passed, the strength of Norwegian players in the European leagues grew. What was once a small, quiet footballing nation began to produce players who could compete on the biggest stages. But how did this transformation happen? What was it about Norway's domestic league, Eliteserien, that helped foster such incredible talent? And how did players make the leap from Eliteserien to some of the most respected clubs in European football? In this exploration, we take a closer look at the journeys of Norway's finest players, how they moved from their humble beginnings in Eliteserien to prominent European careers. Their tales are filled with ambition, determination, and a little bit of luck, but above all, they showcase the incredible potential of Norway's footballing pipeline. One of the most iconic stories of Norwegian footballing success is that of Ole Gunnar Solskjær, a name that has become synonymous with Manchester United. Solskjær's rise began in the Norwegian Football League, where he played for Molde FK in Eliteserien. It was here that his prolific goal-scoring ability caught the eye of Manchester United scouts. In 1996, Solskjær made the leap to the Premier League, where he would go on to become one of the most beloved players in United's history, scoring over 120 goals in more than 300 appearances. His transfer was a defining moment for Norwegian football, showing that a player could make it big even after being discovered in a smaller league, like Eliteserien. But Solskjær was not the only Norwegian to make an impact in the Premier League. Henning Berg is another legendary name who made his mark in European football. Berg started his career in Eliteserien with Lillestrøm SK before transferring to Rosenborg BK, where he won multiple league titles. His commanding performances as a center-back earned him a move to Blackburn Rovers in England, where he played a pivotal role in the club's historic 1995 Premier League title win. Berg's rise exemplified how Eliteserien could serve as a springboard to European football success. His time at Blackburn proved that Norwegian players were not just capable of making it, but could also excel at the highest level. Tore André Flo, another of Norway's footballing greats, also began his career in Eliteserien, playing for Sogndal FK. His powerful performances led to a move to Chelsea FC in the English Premier League, and later, he played for top European clubs such as Glasgow Rangers and Sampdoria. Flo was known for his strength, aerial ability, and clinical finishing, and his journey from Eliteserien to the top of European football is a testament to his determination and ability. Norway's footballing legacy would not be complete without mentioning Jon Arne Riise, a dynamic left-back who was a key part of the AS Roma squad after making his mark in Ålesund FK. In Eliteserien, Riise's ability to bomb up and down the left flank caught the attention of major European clubs, and he was snapped up by Liverpool FC in 2001. It was at Liverpool where Riise would go on to achieve European success, winning the Champions League in 2005 in one of the most famous finals in football history. Riise's success story is a prime example of how Norwegian players, starting from Eliteserien, could make an indelible impact on Europe's biggest footballing stage. However, not all Norwegian players in Europe have enjoyed the same level of success. The journey to European football for many is filled with obstacles, with players having to prove themselves at every stage. One of the more recent success stories is Erling Haaland, the Norwegian striker who has taken Europe by storm in recent years. Haaland's rise began at Brian FK before he moved to Molde FK. Under the guidance of Ole Gunnar Solskjær, his incredible goal-scoring record earned him a transfer to Red Bull Salzburg in Austria, where he continued to impress with his uncanny ability to find the back of the net. His performances in the Champions League caught the attention of Borussia Dortmund, where he would go on to become one of Europe's most feared strikers. Haaland's transfer to Manchester City was the latest chapter in his meteoric rise, and his journey from Eliteserien to the top of European football represents the modern-day success of Norwegian talent in the global footballing landscape. But these players are just a few examples of the many Norwegians who have successfully transitioned from Eliteserien to the top European leagues. Martin Ødegaard, for instance, made his mark at Strømsgodset before moving to Real Madrid, and has since enjoyed successful spells at Arsenal. His technical skill, vision, and creativity on the ball have made him one of the most exciting young talents in European football today. There's also Erling Haaland, whose time at Molde FK eventually led to a move to Rosenborg BK, and his subsequent success in Europe was defined by his time with FC Basel in Switzerland and VfB Stuttgart in Germany. Similarly, Christopher Ager, a towering center-back, moved from Kongsvinger to Celtic FC, where he became a mainstay in the team, eventually catching the eye of Aston Villa in the English Premier League. The list goes on, showcasing the wide-reaching influence that Eliteserien has had on European football. Many of these players started with humble beginnings, rising through the ranks of Norwegian football to become household names across Europe. What makes the journey of these Norwegian icons so remarkable is the fact that the transition from Eliteserien to European football has often been a calculated and measured process. Clubs in Norway have long had partnerships with larger European clubs, making it easier for players to be scouted and for transfers to take place. Eliteserien has served as a proving ground for Norwegian players, where they can hone their skills before taking on the challenges of Europe's top leagues. The success of Norwegian players in Europe also highlights the country's growing reputation as a footballing nation. While Eliteserien itself may not boast the same level of competition or wealth as the English Premier League, La Liga, or Serie A, it has proven to be an excellent training ground for future stars. The league's focus on developing young talent, combined with its competitive nature, has played a key role in helping players from Norway rise to the highest levels of the European game, from the likes of Solskjær and Berg to the modern-day icons like Haaland and Ødegaard. The journey from Eliteserien to European success has become a well-trodden path for Norway's best players. These players have not only contributed to the success of major European clubs, but have also helped to raise the profile of Norwegian football on the global stage. As we look ahead, there's no doubt that more players from Eliteserien will make the leap to Europe's top clubs, continuing the proud tradition of Norwegian football success.